like we're so brief.
Yeah, it's going to be a really hard one. I feel like we should first of all go over the map bans, of course, because you guys haven't seen that. So you did see we're going to be starting things off on Ascent. Fnatic banned Split should be a surprise to nobody. Guild banned Breeze, also a surprise to nobody. Guild picked Ascent. Fnatic starting on defense, as you can see here. Fnatic have picked Icebox. Guild will be starting on attack. And then Haven is going to be our decider for today. So none of the spice that we get to see from Breeze and none of that almost comfort selection that Fnatic usually like to go for with Bind.
Yeah, and also I'd say pretty comfortable that split that would be for a guild. Definitely both strong maps for each team, both banned on today. Let's see how Fnatic does on this Ascent, because they played it against 10-star. They did have a good result, but I feel like Guild is pretty strong on this one. Let's see how that double controller does for Fnatic as well.
Guild straight away, moving into mid. It was something that they really struggled with on their attack yesterday, but it's not going to stop Draken from getting the opening kill and getting aggressive here on our pistol round.
Yeah, pretty fast for them, taking all that control and all the rotation coming from Fnatic. Let's see what they do, because they do not have that Viper wall again, and they're down one team member. Still Guild doesn't find quite the entrance for them. Goes to this Astra smoke here. See, because they're pushing as well. They're trying to find the contact here. 2 against 1. Let's see if Magnum fights. Oh, you've seen it's too low. Boaster takes Scythe. 1 down. 4v4. And now they have to run back. Oh.
I mean, Doma. One. You can get the next one. Yes. Okay, come on, let's go, Magnum.
It was pretty easy for him. It's what you get on this pistol round, especially with this crossfire when there's so many team members. Only just seen here. Playing this Killjoy. He has to retrieve the spike, but I don't think he's going to be that lucky. Look at the positioning from Fnatic. Just waiting for him. I don't think they have this info. He only has 25 seconds, so he has to make a move.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Still 21 health points for him. He's gonna go back to this B side, but take care because the Viper wall is gonna be up for Fnatic. Only 10 seconds. He has to go for the plant straight away.
He's got to get it down. I mean, you can see the Mystic is straight on his tail. He's, of course, put the Viper wall back up. One's going to go down, but he's seen it. Right behind him. He's seen it. He's absolutely seen him. Throws in the snake bite.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
Yeah. But I mean, perfect positioning. There, straight onto Yassine. I think that lasted a little bit longer than most pistol rounds you see. That felt almost like one of the rounds that you're going to get a little bit later on, just maybe with pistols rather than regular guns. I mean, it was so aggressive here in Tree, and it was something that I mentioned before, that yesterday, Guild really struggled to apply pressure onto the Tree cubby area when they were playing against BDS. So I think they've come into Ascent today knowing that that's something that needs improvement.
Yeah, they almost get the round. Still was not enough for them. They wanted to start, like, as you were saying, pretty aggressive, pretty fast. And then they stopped because they could hear the rotations coming from Fnatic. They weren't so sure anymore. And that slow point was dreadful for them. Save Mystic here. Only 6.5 seconds, but still the damage is there for the snake bite. This would be an easy round for Fnatic, specifically with Mystic defending this B site.
Feels they're just going to take the time to back off. I mean, Fnatic have invested so much utility into preventing a push through B main. They've left just one player behind to kind of watch. I mean, when the spike's been left behind, they were kind of just trying to have a little poke about, see what's going to be best. There is a lot of defensive utility invested over towards the B site, however, the A site, sorry. So if they decide that they want to go for A, they've still got a lot to battle through.
Yes, specifically that kills your utility. I have to say that Fnatic, I was watching Fnatic, you were watching Guild yesterday, and they struggled pretty much against Liquid Ecos. Okay, there goes changes mind. Really good with his Marshall getting the first one, and Boaster trying to find something else. He's just gonna find that turret, and he's only Bonker here. I'm a big fan of Bonker. I can't help it. I just love him. I was telling you off stream, I just love him. 4v4 Draken here, trying to find a pick. Coming onto CT, he's not going to be that lucky. 72 points of health for him. Pretty slow for being an eco round, and only 15 seconds for them to finish this round. They have to die, or at least they have to try.
10 seconds left.
Bonka getting ready. They've actually breached into the site, but Mystic's just ready in Boathouse to clean up what he has to. Magnum as well. And with so little time on the board, really the opportunities there for Guild were shockingly limited. It took them so long to decide where they were going to commit to, and by the time they rotated back to the B site, they hadn't cleared that site whatsoever. Fnatic had so much freedom to take the positions that they wanted.
Yeah, they weren't really aggressive. They tried to stick together, waiting for maybe some kind of aggression coming from Fnatic. It didn't come. Fnatic, as I was telling you before the action started, they really struggle with those eco rounds from Liquid, or maybe just Liquid was just so good at them. But the anti-eco wasn't working for them. They were pretty more passive. They knew that this game, obviously, is super important for them. Get them a free spot on this winner's bracket. Really nice round for them. Let's see what Gil has for us on this first round with a full buy. Reinforcements coming into B. But kill you utility as well on the floor. It's a lot for them, but see... Oh my god, that attack of Killjoy. It's gonna have to back off from B. Still, the utility's there. Oh.
Like, okay, the tailwind in from Draken, but he's got to hope to get someone, and he gets immediately shut down. I mean, if you're Guild, what were you supposed to do? There's so much Viper utility. Magnum is perfectly positioned here. Yassine, okay. I didn't think he knew where he was, but straight away into the head. Durka's ready, though. Only 2 players left on the side of Guild. And again, they're just surrounded.
Yeah, and Boaster here. Only 1 HP left. He's trying to play for his team with his stars. The movement. See, mid taken. Oh, Boaster's in a rough position here. Cypher's just waiting for the call. Is there someone waiting for me on CT? Boaster's gonna fall down to Yassine. Still 3v2. And again, clock's coming onto them. They don't really have much time. And Fnatic has their point to themselves. Durka here, waiting on the corner. Mystik is going to give him the info anytime soon. He's going to come. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Nice kill from Safe. Yeah. At least he got that. He's got to try and get the second. There we go. Now, he can probably get the spike down. And he does get to heal up his teammate. And they can potentially provide a crossfire here as Doma looks to push onto the site. Really limited in utility. And even though things look quite dire for Guild on their initial push into the site itself, once they could get a few of those really key kills, notably onto Magnum, for example, that was a great kill. They actually opened up by brute force the space that they needed on the site.
I have to say, pretty good round for Saif, getting those that 3 triple kill for him. Yassine on the killjoy has been also very important, especially using his utility for the post plant. And that situation, it wasn't good for them, but the mid-round call lane was just so smart. Let's just close up. Let's try to sandwich. Also risky because they didn't know of the positioning of the third player. Still, round for them. Round that they needed, but still very costly for them. See what they can do. They were fast on the rounds that they were supposed to be, you know, kind of slower. But still, it's a round for them. See how they do on this next one, taking mid control right now. Advancing all together. This firepower so close. It's a bomb if you find them. They do not have a Sage, so they cannot close completely the CT entrance. But the market is all for them. They still have to break that door if you want to get in. And look at just Fnatic, you know, gathering that information on Ace that they're not finding anything. They have all that set up, pretty passive. Didn't want to make any risky moves. You're seeing I think they're pretty much reading what Guild is trying to do with them. I think this round it's a good start for them.
I think Guild want to try and come in from this two-pronged approach. They don't want to open up the door from Fruit Market until they know they have someone present on B main. A nice opening kill from Drake and should open things up, but immediately Guild are retreating back to mid to try and rotate over to A. Another for Draken. He's actually managed to pick 2 of these players off the board for Fnatic. That should significantly weaken the defense that they have present for this rotation.
Oh, and Drake is going to fight Durka here as well. The spike still has not been planted. They need to retrieve it and need to plant it. Only 8 seconds for them. The plant is going to come right in. It's only Mystik for Fnatic. And I have to say, Drake in here, still, you know, with that Omen vibe lurking on mid. They didn't have the info Fnatic. We were saying we're playing pretty passive. Only information that they gathered was on A. And they saw completely that mid part of the map. It's dreadful for them. Mystik here trying to save that operator. back to Durkee on the next round. Let's see if he can save it. Draken is going to be looking for him. He's got his ultimate ready for when he needs it. But yeah, this is going to be a 2-2.
I think one of the problems that Fnatic did in their defense there is not having the defender spawn pressure that they would have really required to prevent that push up mid. Even though they had the door closed, which would have meant that had Guild committed to an attack in through Fruit Market, they would have basically telegraphed their location, and Fnatic would have been ready to jump on that. But because Guild didn't do that, it meant that they still had all that space for free. And by the time that Draken got into position, got the 2 kills, because Fnatic hadn't been strongly defending that area of the map, they couldn't really trade on those 2 opening kills, and they certainly couldn't prevent Guild from moving down mid. I mean, even when you think about where they're putting all of their Killjoy utility, it's either all being invested into A or it's all being invested into B, but we're not seeing anything even such as an alarm bot over by mid-market.
Yeah, and you can give up space on the map, but you need to have presence. We also didn't see any smoke, so that we only had, as you were saying, that door closed. This is going to be a fast execute on A. Draken is already in, creating the space for his team. Also, that Wolf of Magnum here is going to use his ultimate to try to move them away. Let's see if, because now they have to decide whether they run away or they go to break it. Looks like they're going to just go back and wait until it's over. Durka here pushing on to mid with this operator, looking for a more aggressive pick, got the movement, and now they have much more control. That thing that we were saying it was lacking on last round, this is all for Fnatic. Just look at Guild, they're playing so close up together. There's 5 rounds, I feel.
They're just going to all move in together, hope that they can get the opening picks. Another one for Drake, and they got to get the spike down, especially as they know that operator wasn't too far behind them. Magnum's going to try and break in. They know there are the players down in hell too, but Leo's holding nice and strong. Spike down in one of the most uncomfortable positions if you're Fnatic as well. But if you're Durka, you can just do that. Get the shots, clear them out. It's a 3 versus 4 at this point, and if you're Fnatic, you're on the bottom hand of it. Magnum's just going to try and take the shots in, but finds himself punished for it instead. The kill feed is filling up in red as it's just Durka remaining, and once again, you want to be saving that weapon. Maybe he can get some exit frags knowing that these players are coming. There's one. That's a feels good, but he's not going to be able to win the round for his team.
Yeah, 2 kills for him this round, but again, as you were saying, he needs to save this operator into next one. We're kind of on an eco round from Fnatic after those lost rounds. In Spanish, you know, we call them pocket rounds. Because,
pocket rounds?
Yeah, because you, it's a reference, because you know you have your wallet with the
You keep it in like your back pocket.
No, you know how you keep change and coins in your pockets when you go out,
yeah.
or you know, but you have your wallets with your notes or bills if you're American, and so you pay with what's in your pockets, but you do not use your notes. That's what you're saving for next round. So yeah, we call it pocket round. You just use whatever's on your pockets, get those sheriffs. Durka was, thanks to Mystic, was with that operator. But still.
That's so cute. I love it. Well, as you say, this is going to be a more frugal round for Fnatic, but Durka might be able to catch some out. We have seen... Oh, the timing, no. He tailwinded away. I mean, it's probably safer for him. But what I was going to say is, you know, we have seen them bring decent weaponry this time, but they don't have the money to buy those weapons back up if they lose this round.
Yeah, exactly. He was trying to be aggressive, Durka here, but I think he was so smart because when he lost the time and he did not lose control over the situation, he used his tailwind to just get back in control. And again, we see Guild just grouping up. They're so close up together, and during the mid round, they just lose all that presence that they have on the map at the beginning. We see Fnatic not giving up that mid control. You were talking about that kill utility, and I think they've heard you. Still, this is going to be an execute on A, coming in right away. You see those strikers just coming, trying to find Guild. Bonker with the shot there. Okay, there's no more operator for you. Okay, this was going to be clean for Guild, but Doma and Boaster do not have the same feeling.
Drake can just pick it. Yeah, he just picked up the op, and he can just get straight back inside the Viper's pit. That was very cheeky from Draken as well, to just get up on Heaven and pick it up. Mystic's looking down from above, trying to find what he can see. It is just Bonker. on the side of Guild, and he doesn't have much information backing out, but you know,
Oh God!
he plays against you, the turret as well, it's so stressful.
He has the recon, but it's too risky.
Yeah, that I'm honestly entirely not surprised that Bonkar didn't win that. And you should know this because you are Bonkar's true fan. But not necessarily the player you look to for clutches.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the round, but he had like a tricky one there. He knew the spike was, was already planted, but it's too much pressure, and you're literally just in a small space. So especially with the turret coming in, he didn't even have bullets enough. He was just with the classic, but Magnum finishing the kill and putting the 3-3 on the score. I want to see more of Gil, you know, so with those fakes and stuff, because I don't like this rounds where they, you know, they gather all that information, they have that pressure, but they just give it up for no reason, you know, just try to play a little bit with Fnatic's minds. To get back here with the operator looking for another aggressive pick on B lobby, also the Viper Spit. Into a little more pressure. Oh, timing again. What is with timing in Deca today? 2 rounds in a row.
He turned around at the exact wrong time. I think the thing is Guild have read into the fact that Durka is trying to catch them from behind. This is not the first round that he's attempted that, and they're starting to read into it.
Yeah, and it's very well read. Also, the timing was just so good for them to be like, yeah, Durka might be here pushing, because we've heard the snake bite falling, so there has to be something, you know, behind it. It's like when they drone. Of course, there's somebody gonna come in after that one. Guild again, apparently, they're gonna go for another round. We do have the presence on mid, you know, lurking and just trying to cut off those rotations when they come in. Side here with a very specific and hard roll, because they're gonna appear anytime soon. Also Boaster with the stars on the floor. Point is ready. Side is ready for Fnatic to defend it, even on this 4v5 situation.
30 seconds left.
Oh, Drake with the OP here. Oh God.
Oh my God, Boaster. Oh, it's
so
safe
good
in return. Just the immediate trades there, the 2 for the 2, but safe and Yassine adding on the final 2 at the end. It was a big risk, I have to say.
Yeah, but they had to.
Well, but I mean, it was a big risk from Fnatic to put down the Nebula and decide to push through it when you know, as you have pointed out a number of times, Guild like playing really close together. So the likelihood, even if Fnatic didn't have the direct information, the likelihood is they were going to be outnumbered in doing that. And, you know, I suppose there is the idea that they're kind of playing to die, and you weaken the push that's coming in from Guild, and those defenders who are still left on the site can deal with the rest of them. But it is still massively risky, and we just saw Guild build off the back of that rather than Fnatic.
I mean, in a 4v5, I would say it's kind of what you have to do. You need to go for those kills, try to even out the situation a little bit more, and also with that little time on the clock, you just need to know what's going on, what to expect from it. And it looks like, oh, a fake. Nice, but it's still no control over the map. So full fake from here, and the rotations from Fnatic that are going to be obliged to turn back. See if Mystic can defend B. But the timing still for Guild, it's just not going to be enough, you know, because you have the fake, but you don't have control over the rest of the map. Anything could be happening here.
Well, I mean, the idea with the lockdown, of course, was to buy them some time, but while it held Fnatic back a tiny bit, it hasn't been enough. They send out the Seekers to try and figure out where the defenders are coming in from, and if they do have that time. It should be pretty easy for Bonker to get the spike down, but it's the post-plant fight that's gonna be the problem. Especially if Durka's got his Blade Storms out like that and in the perfect position to be landing these headshots. Oh my God.
What is this? Oh God, Durka just finished the situation off for them. Jasini's gonna find Boaster at the end of the round, but it's just not gonna be enough. I was just telling him, I mean, Fnatic are kind of responding to Guild the same way. You want to play all together? Okay, let's play all together, especially when you have Durka here with the Jet. It's just easy for him. What beautiful plays he can give to us. How can he solve this situation so beautifully, so smoothly? Thank you very much for the clip, for the content, and I have to say, this is a good start for Guild, because we need to keep in mind that they're attacking on Ascent here. They're playing, obviously, against Durka and that operator, the chance that he gets to buy it. He's gonna apply pressure now onto mid. Oh God, still He didn't get the timing, but he still got time to turn back.
Now, there is some weakness on the side of Guild because they couldn't all buy their armor for this one. So that's going to make them more vulnerable as they head into these fights with Fnatic. Trying to put some pressure here onto Tree. They're going to be met with Durka, as well as quite a bit of Killjoy utility if they commit to this push. Currently, they hold control of mid, which is something that they didn't in a few of the more recent rounds.
Yeah, it looks like they're going for something different. Because, you know, they went on to short here, but the pressure from main is just not there. They cannot do this kind of play where they have us used to. Gonna gather that information with the Sky Flash. And they're going on to mid. They really do not have the interest. And look at Fnatic. Now they're just waiting for the refrags in case they need them. You know, they don't have that info on the mid pod. And again, it's gonna be B this time. Mistik is already with his wall. Oh, and the reinforcement from CT is on point. Oh, safe, just finding the first one. Oh, Magnum here has it all for him. 1-2, Mistik with the third. Oh, and this is so hard for Guild right now, especially with Draken on that operator. He needs to be very careful, but it looks like they're gonna go for it.
I mean, they played very ballsy yesterday and didn't seem to be too deterred by things such as cosmic divides, but this time it did work against them very well. It basically lined up those players who were on the B side into Magnum's line of sight. And while Draken did consider it worth his time to try and push forward, it wasn't necessarily into a situation that was working in their favor. It's put Guild in a very weird position with their economy right now. They've decided that they wanted to scrape together what they had to buy the operator back, but it's put everybody else on pistols. We've got frenzies, we've got sheriffs, and light armor for everyone. So they are very much prioritizing Draken in this attempt.
Yeah, and again, pretty close up together. And I have to say that Fnatic learned from their mistakes. And Guild was just not expecting it because they saw Durkee, they thought it's just gonna be him. You know, there's not gonna be a refract. Durkee was trying to go, you know, for the sneaky kill before the division came up. Didn't get it, but Magnum finished him the work. And it was just, Guild were so comfortable and they had no idea what was going on. Boaster affected by this shock dart. The first one's gonna hit him, the second one, it's not gonna be that lucky, forcing Guild to back up. I mean, we understand in this rounds, with this pockets round that they stay and they stick together. They have an excuse for this one. They gotta retrieve. I'm worried about how much time they lose and invest on taking map control when they just give it up at the beginning. And Fnatic is not really like putting a lot of effort into just, you know, eating them up across the map. The position is just right enough. Oh, this is gonna be really hard for Guild here.
This position from Magnum. I mean, the tailwind's going to make it harder, and Bonker actually secures the kill onto him, so that's one for the tally. So far, oh, it's just being returned from Fnatic. They're making it look easy. Boaster, he's eating them up. They have families, dude. Chill out. Draken, he's the only one left and the only one with an actual real weapon on the side, but he's forced into quite a short-range situation and running for his life.
Oh, God, please. Just let him be. This, oh, no rest for the wicked. And Boaster going for the 4K. Just clean for him. And the defense on A was just so clean from Fnatic. I mean, they kind of read that they would not try B again. They're not being that lucky. Kind of felt like Gil was gonna go again for this attack. Again, it was an eco round. They did have that operator, but I mean, when you put the operator also onto point, it's kind of, you know, Side's not, he cannot create that space, really. He cannot put that pressure. And also Durka defending from heaven. It's just too much, too much. And all the utility that they had. We know Fnatic loves the utility. So it's really hard for Gil to do anything against it. Mistik, you're trying to avoid any kind of rush that Gil wants to put into B. Still not gonna be a follow-up. Durka needs to back up. Oh, this is gonna be hard. Oh. It was just not enough.
It happens. It happens. I mean, Magnum's going to be aggressed upon here. He jumps out straight away, following the guiding light, and safe. Not too far behind. Now, Leo is also there, and I'm wondering, why are they doing this one by one? That's how you get eaten alive. We've seen this happen a couple of times. Leo to be caught from behind too. This is exceptionally messy from Guild, who actually had some money in this round, and Magnum has not at all been forced out of the position that he took. Now, they did get the spike down, but it's just Bonkar on his own. He won't get sucked into the gravity well. He might get flashed out, and he's certainly going to be swarmed.
And Magnum, he's having a great map, and he definitely deserves. I'm kind of feeling bad for Ducky because he's always looking for that aggressive pick at the beginning of the round, and he's just getting so much pressured by Guild to just give up his position, and this time they didn't even let him go alive from that one. 7-4. This is a great start for Fnatic on Guild's pick. Last round now starting, and let's see what Guild has prepared. Oh, looks like a timeout. I mean, we saw this yesterday. I think it was on G2 versus FPX that they had a timeout when they were like 3-11, I think. It was just, you know, kind of late. Definitely, they got to discuss what's going to be of this last round, but maybe thinking more about what they're going to do on defense. I'm surprised by this one.
Well, things haven't really been going very well for them at this point. They've made a couple of strange mistakes. I mean, in that last round, the fact that they went in one by one when they knew that it was crucial for them to clear out mid and fruit market, but they didn't do it as a group or really try to coordinate very well. They haven't used their utility quite as much as they perhaps could have. We did see the guiding light come out, but I'm wanting to see a bit more of what can be done with Sova's utility, especially. You know, even when you think back to when everyone was playing with frenzies and we just had Draken on the op, you put yourself in this strange position where you all want to play together in somewhere like Tree and you're all close range, but somehow you are hoping to save the operator in a close range. Like, it's just been some odd decision making, and Fnatic haven't shown anything to suggest that they're afraid to push up against Guild, but they're not overstepping it. They're waiting for Guild to come to them. It's Guild who are putting themselves in the positions that Fnatic are then exploiting.
Yeah, and I think that they didn't quite. I mean, we see very few teams keeping the Astra on this asset, and definitely not playing with a double controller. We were saying Fnatic loves their utility. They definitely love controllers as well, and it's just they create the space for themselves. There's no rest for Guild. There's always going to be a new smoke, a new star, something bothering them in every part of the map that they choose to attack. Just in here, going in first. That utility gathering information for them. Oh, is he gonna go for him? Oh no. That is just bad. That is just bad. Oh my god, Doma!
Oh no.
Also with the Seekers. That is just a great play for him. It's just utility all over the place. You got the ult, you got the flashes. Oh my god, Doma, stop it.
He reloaded and still got the kill. This is brutal. Finally, he's taken off the board. But oh my goodness. I mean, I don't even know if that lockdown was necessary at the end there for Fnatic. That was a really... That was a round. That was certainly a round. I mean, just a celebratory Viper's Pit at the end, knowing that the halves are now switching and all of that utility is going to be taken off the board. An unfortunate attempt at a push through Garden for Guild, and especially when Yassine got caught looking the wrong direction. Yeah, talking about how Fnatic are good at controlling, that was one thing that Guild didn't necessarily show up doing in that last round. But it's fine, we can forget that it ever happened, we move on, and now Guild are going to be starting things, or they're going to be moving onto the defense. Fnatic taking their attempted attack.
And I have to say also, 8-4, I don't think it's a bad result coming from an attack. I think it's, you know, it's just decent, it's what we can expect for it to be. We can call it an even match. And we see Fnatic completely different from Guild, taking this pressure onto B-Love. He take care with those shock darts just seen here, only 5 HP. That turret though is gonna protect him. Maybe it's not enough. Doma and Deke want to go for him. He needs to move, but he's just not finding the time. And also the flash and Doma. Oh, the way that the new Sky flashes just pop. It's just so easy for him.
He's certainly been making it work very well. Watching out, Bonkar not very far away from the entrance of B main, but here's the rotation that's looking to come out for the attackers. Bonkar is still pushing up on B main. May find himself get caught out by Boaster if he's not careful, and Doma as well. He's actually in the line of the crossfire, so very easily taken down. And now Fnatic have a lot of room to rotate back to B, which isn't being held by Guild anymore.
Yeah, they finish one, they finish off two. Bonka needed, you know, that pressure. If we're not 5v5, we need more space for us to play. Still on his own with that push. It was too risky, they were just there. And this beast, I just take him by Fnatic Magnum. Jesus, he's just playing beautifully today. Safe coming from the back, but it's just gonna be him against entire Fnatic. He finds Dirke. But probably it's not gonna be enough. The spike is gonna be planted any time from now. Only 10 seconds, plenty of time for them. And B's just, it's just them. It's just this. It's gonna be really hard for Safe to get this round for himself. He does find Doma. They got his position in here. He only has 1 flash and 40 HP. Too hard for him. Maybe he's trying to find some exit frags. Looking for that positioning on CT. No one's gonna be there. Boaster's waiting for you though. Gonna seem pretty sim as Magnum. Refrag was just too slow. Just trying to wait for them. See, he can get any kill. Oh, no rest with Magnum on the Killjoy.
I mean, what we're seeing here is a really overt example of how Guild's current Ascent composition hurts them compared to their old one. So their old composition that they like to play was Astra, Cypher, Raze, Sage, and Sober. And one of the really big things that Fnatic have been able to achieve when they were on defense compared to Guild on defense is closing off B main. And they've been doing that with the Snakebite. They have that kind of Molotov available to them, and you would be able to do it with Astra as well, with not only the smokes, the gravity well, whatever it may be. But Guild don't really have that, and they used to run the Sage with the Astra, where that would have been more of an option with the slow orbs, with the stars, and they simply can't close it off against Fnatic with this current composition.
Yeah, so many teams giving up on the Astra. We see Fnatic, you know, scattered across the map. Drake in here trying to hold mid. But this is gonna probably be 10th round for Fnatic. Still, supposed to just kept this frenzy. Very slow coming onto A side. Safe here. Those flashes. He's gonna find information here. But still no rotation coming in from Guild. Draken feels like he's got this under control. But he really doesn't. So the Wolf is gonna only spot Doma.
I've got your trail.
Oh. Boaster just lurking on me to finish off Drake, and then the rotation for Guild is coming in. Still, it's a 4v5. Oh! Okay,
Spike
Doma finding
down
Safe.
A.
Mystik finding Bonka. Still, Doma's not in for the play. The spike is going to be planted anytime soon. It's not going to be much that Guild can do for themselves this round. They're going to come up together. Drake in here. Oh, the deck is going to find 1. He's going to find 2. And the round is set and done for Fnatic. 10th for them. See what Guild can do on this first full buy for them, because they definitely need to, you know, take more presence off the map. It still was, I mean, we barely seen anything from them on this defense, but I have to say, specifically with this setup on defense yesterday against BDS, it was pretty clean from them. See what we can expect, because obviously this round for Fnatic was also a result from getting the pistol round. Magnum here doesn't want an aggression coming from A short. He's gonna make sure that does not happen, but the aggression's actually coming in from mid. Oh, the star is gonna pop out just on time. See what the movement is from here. They really have control over mid, over B, but this A side, oh, that's just scary, especially with that Viper wall also from Fnatic.
I mean, look at their push in against Tree. It just, even though you didn't kill anyone, you did deter the defenders. And Draken has taken that position once again, but, you know, they backed out rather than trying to take that fight. And that could be a good thing in the long run. It's just an observation more than anything. Magnum's right there. Safe backs out once again. I think they're just trying to... I mean, Magnum is down to 10 HP,
Careful.
and I was going to say, I think they're just trying to hold back this attack as much as they possibly can. If they can get Magnum here, then it's going to deny Fnatic that two-pronged approach that they were looking to do, and it means that Boaster and Doma have to come across from mid, and they have to try and take that position themselves.
Spike down.
Oh, this is so big. The refund was just not on time, so he finds the first one. But I feel like this is not going to be enough. It's still a 3v3 situation. Clearing up that tree we were talking about. Take care, because someone is coming after you. Bunker here, trying to gather information, but it's not going to be possible with all the smokes and Yasin coming in for the kill. He gets the first one. He's going to find Doba. Oh, he doesn't. Deka waiting for him. That's just beautiful. And off the clock, only 5 seconds. They had to go for the plant. Oh, this is going to be hard to defend.
5 HP. Oh, Bonka, you can do it. Close it out. There we go. Finally. Your boy. He did it.
He clutched it. I always believe in bonkers. I believe in bonker supremacy. I wanted to make tissues with a bonker to Iceland. I think I'm gonna change that by 2B2. Sorry, B2B. That's bonker to Berlin. That's my dream for today. Still, that was their first round, and as we were saying, it was a full buy for them, and still they only managed to save one tier 1 rifle. So we're seeing Draken with that judge probably going in for the push into B lobby. That's what we can expect. Oh, maybe waiting on pizza here. See what they can do. Oh, Bonk is just so nice. You know, I'll play with this Spectre. Just you have the. He's just so nice.
Such a team player.
Exactly. He's a team player. Doesn't matter if it's with the Silva, if it's with the Breach. He's just there for you. You know.
Oh my god, what was this? Durka, come on, my dude. We've already seen Bonka is the MVP of this round already. And Yasin, I suppose he wants to join in. Okay, maybe he can get 2. Maybe he can add on to the kills too. He doesn't want all of the attention to be going to Bonka. Regardless, this is a pretty strong hold here on B so far from Guild. And I mean, Magnum, like, you're all on your own. You're being surrounded. As soon as you try and push into mid, you are going to be met by Safe. Who's right there to cut off your head.
Yeah, and the scores coming in closer. It was also a full buy from Fnatic. They definitely needed that round. It was around the counter double. They wanted to play it more like a Guild style, you know, let's just be aggressive, change the tempo a little bit, let's just go in with that jet ult, but it was just not enough from Bonkers on point. It's just something I think we have in a technical timeout. Still not sure what's going on, but let's see what's... Oh, they're having microphone issues. I mean, that's gonna be an easy one to solve. I hope. We all hope. It's a good start for the defense. I was telling you, they did great against BDS. Obviously, you know because you're there. But they did have it kind of easy. It was harder for them on attack. I think that they had kind of the same result as they just had against Fnatic, but they turn around on defense. Let's see if they can keep it up. Because, I mean, I think we're going back to cameras a little bit. Let's see how long they take. But I'm liking what I'm seeing for both of this team. And the fact that this attack from Fnatic didn't work doesn't mean that it's all lost.
Well, one of the things that you have to remember, of course, is that this was Guild's map choice, and so Fnatic chose what side they wanted to start on. So it's unsurprising that Guild were going to start on the side that wasn't looking quite as strong for them, and we would expect more from them on this side. Now, a couple of things that we did see from Guild in those last couple of rounds that gave me some hope and was something that they did better. Also, we're just hearing that we are ready to go back into game. We should be able to go back very shortly, so don't worry, you won't be seeing our faces for much longer. But one thing that I thought they did better in those couple of rounds compared to previously was, you know, the flanks and the pinches that they got in. When they were playing on the attack, they were all playing very much together. It was all from one direction. It was very similar to how we saw their attack played across the maps from yesterday. But on the attack, being able to actually come around and catch out some of those members of Fnatic, that's something that Fnatic did really well when they were on the defense. And if Guild can put up those very similar styles of play, then they should be able to continue getting some good rounds against them.
Yeah, we're back into the game. Draken here putting pressure onto mid. Didn't find a kill. This is gonna be not a full buy from Fnatic. Another pocket round for them, another eco. Deka here pushing. It's just not gonna be enough. Draken, it was a great movement from him. Backing up, saying, okay, I've seen 2. They still have to kill utility on mid, so they got what they need. That information coming in. Bonker coming to help also on mid. Even be kind of lonely, but still not enough. Still a good place for them. That's Flash just gathering also that information onto A. Oh, and okay, Killjoy ult. Oh, countered by another Killjoy ult. Oh, it's gonna be broken. Oh, so the Seekers just seems gonna find the first one. He's all but decking. Says this. Oh my God, he didn't have the bullets enough to break the knockdown. Oh, that is just unlucky for him. The play was just good, but the Spectre, you know, he's not as powerful and doesn't have that many bullets. Draken's gonna back here onto backside. Oh, that was just unlucky for him.
Now the spike is down. Oh, right, okay, defense straight up. Straight up. I mean, I really like the use of the defender lockdown, because in that scenario, not only does it partially negate the attacker lockdown that came out from Fnatic in the first place, but obviously, if you want to be getting rid of a lockdown that has been placed in Fruit Market, you're an attacker who has to push. And we did see Durka try and do that. And while you obviously noted that he ran out of bullets, the other thing that was working against him was the fact that Guild brought out the Seekers to specifically find the location of any of the attackers who were going to aggress with that specifically as their goal. They knew that that was something the Fnatic were going to do, and they very well planned for it. So it was a good round there from Guild, and they're getting closer to evening things out, especially with an opening kill from Draken. Now he's got the op back in hand. I can't imagine that Fnatic are going to have a particularly easy time against it.
Yeah, Draken back on the operator. An AVP on CSGO. He just feels comfortable on this Jet. We're only going to see him probably playing it on this Ascent, but still, it's going to put the 5v4 for them. The Seekers coming in from Fnatic. They need some information. They need something to push up. When they're missing the Viper, they're not going to be able to use that wall on A. The Executors coming in. They're closing that door. Looking for the plant now, coming from main. And Guild just want to play it safe, you know? They're here in the plant now. The rotation isn't going to come in. Still not buying it fully, but they want to play. Oh, God. Draken just waiting for him. Durka trying to get more space and pressure for his team. It's just not going to be enough. The shot that's fallen in kind of late from Bonka. Doma here waiting to use his flash to get some pressure also for his team. Oh, but the smoke. No. Ooh. Okay, Bonka. Okay. Okay, Magnum. Oh. It was just pretty sad for Guild.
I mean, they just maintained the control of Heaven and Tree. That wasn't even anything necessarily super complex there. You know, Fnatic, they pushed into A. They had to try and go against the defense that was being held against them. They used the... In fact, actually, no, I think it was Draken's tailwinds that were placed up on Heaven. But regardless, by the time that you're going into... by the time that you're going in to try and challenge those players on Heaven, there's 3 of them. You've also got players coming in from Tree. It's kind of hard in a post-plant if you don't have control of those situations. Now, as we can see, Fnatic are taking their tactical timeout here. Doesn't really surprise me, because while they have a ton of rounds on the board, Guild have had so much freedom to get closer and closer to catching up with them. And once you're within that 2-round deficit of each other, that is where things such as the economy can actually make or break whether or not you're going to keep the lead or whether it's going to get evened out.
Yeah, and also they have to think about the fact that they only got that pistol round and then the round after that one. So the economy also there, not only for them, because they keeps putting them on that situation. They're not really reading and not, you know, the pressure's just not coming in on time. Also, Guild is been really patient. They really know how to back up. They're not looking for unnecessary fights that they cannot pick. See what they do on this next round, because again, we're talking about economy. It's going to be a pocket round for Fnatic. We're going to see Deki with that Marshall putting that pressure onto mid. And again, just Guild is just chilling at this point. Bonker's gathering the information onto B lobby, also onto mid. That pressure from Draken with the operator. It's just enough for them. See if Fnatic can pull out this round, because it's going to be obviously hard for them. Oh, when Draken is here, he's just waiting.
That's a position.
Oh, Bonker spotted too. Draken's like, oh my god, is this Christmas? Oh, the flash coming in. He's not going to have the pick. Daki going in for save. Make the move, but it's just so clean for him. He's going to see him. Oh, okay, that was risky. We don't see many stingers anymore. Deca didn't have enough money for anything else. Just seeing here, and a push up to wine. Oh! And it's just gonna be enough with a little utility, and that Spectre, Siphon Boken are gonna clean out that mid part of the map. But the spike is moving towards A. Oh, and Dama here is gonna be stuck, and Draken is already there. He's just waiting. You don't let me have the pick from CT, I'll just have it from A. No worries.
Really nice trade positioning there from Leo as Boshi got the kill onto Bonka, up by Pizza. Doma, he's down to 2 HP. Puts him in a lot of danger, especially when you're trying to escort the player who's carrying the spike and could leave Mystic all on his own. Draken has nice eyes into tree as well. There's the first straight onto Doma. He just has to get the second. Pretty easy for him when you've got that kind of a gun in your hand and you're going up against an eco.
Yeah, and another round for Guild. Draken that I think is just been so helpful with this operator. Of course, he's got the experience, but definitely, you know, it's not the same. The movement is not even close to the same, but he does know when to pick, when to give up his position, really timing out Fnatic right now. And we were saying, you know, it was a pocket round for Fnatic, so we didn't expect much. We're gonna go for something strong here on A. That utility covering up most of the map, leaving Gil with a little uncertainty of what's going on, but they're pushing just a little bit to see what's going on the other side of that Viper wall. It's gonna come down now. Beautifully timed.
You are divided.
Just getting their extra health points. Cosmic Division coming in, and let's see what they can do.
But Yassine is getting very aggressive. Bonka with the Hunter's Fury as well. Cleans up Doma and Durka on top as well. That's meant to be your trap card. Oh no, Fnatic have set up everything to get aggressive in here, triangulate with the walls, and so far it has just fallen apart in their faces. They got Boasted down in Wine and Mystic over towards Lobby, but together, what are they going to be able to do? This archway is still being guarded so closely by those players of Guild. There's really no way for them to push in safely, especially not with that turret now being added too. Just got to try and figure out what their next move is. And there is, of course, the risk that Draken could come round and try and do a full lurk or flank to get them. This is a very precarious position.
He knows they're just saving. He's trying to go and close the map a little bit more. They do not have mid control, so he cannot keep that position for long. Let's see if they find it here, just with the Sheriff on his hands. But here, Fnatic, they don't really have a choice. They were counting.
10 seconds left.
No, on Deca to create that space, but that paranoia coming from Leo was just so good, so on time. Definitely prepared for Guild to go against Fnatic. Boaster's gonna find Yassine on that aggressive play, but take care.
One enemy remaining.
Draken going in for the kill. Oh, Boaster's gonna manage to save this Phantom. Oh, into the next round. And what happened to the score? Just, you know, the rounds, we were saying, oh, that was a good part from Fnatic, but I told you, Gil and this defense. Draken is really powerful. We'll probably see more Jet coming in from him because we need it. And we see Leo, you know, down there were only 5 kills, but as I was telling you, and that previous round, without that paranoia, that would have been completely different because it would have been so much, you know, the ground was just prepared for Deca to come in and just destroy Guild, but with the crossing, it was just beautiful from Guild to see. See with Fnatic, only Boaster is gonna be saving, as we said, this Phantom onto this round, and they just controlled the map a little bit at the beginning of the round, pushing some pressure onto B. Draken's not gonna let them have much of it. You only know the deck is there, and he's gonna be holding the operator, and with great results, so you better be scared. Him here, just waiting maybe for some kind of aggression, just holding, keeping his position for the team. Boaster coming in, a Viper wall, but they clean, but Saif is gonna find Dirk, and now he's on his own, and oh my god, they're coming from everywhere.
Oh, Boaster, that wasn't great timing for you, got straight away trapped out. Doma puts a kill on, but there's still only 2. Make that one player left on Fnatic. That's Mystic again, left alone with the spike and caught out straight in the middle.
Oh,
not a very long round, and now Guild are only 1 round off of match point, and map point, I should say. This is, of course, our first map in the best of 3, but suddenly all of that advantage that Fnatic had seems to have gone straight out of the window.
They do have 2 tactical timeouts. I think it'd be time. I mean, it's not a bad map for them. Obviously, as we were saying, it was Guild's pick, so we expect them to excel at this ascent. But the defense is just so solid on every single part of the map. Just look at right now how they're putting that reinforcement onto mid.
Get out of my way!
And it's just beautiful to see.
It is interesting as well. It's such a testament to the skill that we have here in Europe that Fnatic have been struggling a bit throughout the course of Stage 3 so far. I mean, this is still in the upper bracket, and they're still doing great, but some disappointing losses that they have faced today. Now, we've got a couple of them pushing up onto Catwalk, as well as posturing on A main still. There's the lockdown to come in, hopefully opening up some space for them, which didn't work a few rounds ago when they tried.
I've got your trail.
We haven't seen Killjoy take much of his utility, and again, that paranoia trying to, oh my god, just delay this a little bit. Draken is not gonna hit that first shot, but he's got his Blade Storm. It's not gonna find much, because that Viper utility is all over the point deck. He's gonna find Bonka. Safe has the positioning here from Mystic. He needs to be sure that Bosta is not coming in. Closing the map more and more for Fnatic. The spike's gonna be down and just in. Oh my god! That is just, oh, he doesn't know the pressure he's under. He's gonna use that lockdown to try and force them to pick Mystic here. Oh, he's just gonna be lowered out to 1 HP, and he's gonna need, oh, Mystic has had this. He's gotta have it.
I mean,
okay.
Oh, all right, kill from Magnum. Guild are trying to nullify this Viper's pit that has been brought out and give himself a good situation in the post plant, but Fnatic haven't seemed to let go of the control that they have had. It's just safe on his own, down to 36 HP. Now, he could be pressured from either side. Maybe he's going to actually look for an exit frag. Can't quite land it onto Doma. But ultimately, there is no time remaining, and even though he made it to the spike, it simply was not enough. Now, it's great for Fnatic that they could even things out, prevent Guild from making it to map point, and actually keep themselves in the game. However, they had to invest a lot of utility to make that work. We saw the lockdown come out, we saw the Viper's Pit, and the Blade Storm. Every single ultimate that Fnatic had, they used. So to require that much to open up that space for you, it still says a lot.
Yeah, of course it says a lot. And this is the first round that Fnatic gets on this attack despite those first 2 rounds that they managed with pistols and the aftermath. But now we have a timeout from Guild. Like, really? You lose a round and you're like, okay, what happened there? And probably they're just saying, oh my god, really? Like, they used at least 4 ultimates. Like, what are we supposed to do? That's a lot of pressure. But as you were saying, it was so costly, especially playing this double controller. You should have those, you know, easy ways of creating space coming to you, you know, just more easily. Still not coming in. Let's see what Guilds, maybe we can see something special on this round. We see the movement onto the defender side. And I mean, I have to say also, if you're playing the Viper, you're kind of like obliged to put that wall on the same spot all the time. It's not a bad wall at all. You just, you know, cannot take that advantage. The stars falling in place as well, almost on the same position. You can retrieve those, so it's not that big of a deal. You have to cover mid. Drake in here with the operator looking for another. Oh, he's just going for it. He doesn't care about the wall. He's not gonna land the first, but he's got the information, at least one of them. I don't think he's in the second one. And this pressure onto mid. Whoa, you gotta take care because Justine is here waiting for you. Boombot's out. Boombot's fine.
The nano swarm. You just have an invisible raise in this game. That's it. That's what it is. Trailblazer as well. It's going to be sent straight forward, but still, so far, no one has been taken down here in mid, even though it's still rather hotly contested. Instead, the attention is moving over towards A. In fact, it seems Fnatic just want to enter straight in. The closed door is maybe going to cause them a bit of a problem. And the dark covers as well. That's going to allow Leo to take advantage of Doma and Magnum. Here are the kills. Still nice too for Misfit, and it gives Fnatic the space they need to hopefully be able to
seconds
plant
left.
down the spike, but Boaster going down in mid as well
planted.
means there's no control from over there and nothing to stop these defenders from moving in.
Yeah, and the timing is just gonna give up that information. Mystic is still on just 10 HP, playing close together. Oh, on both pods, they get across. Justine is going in for the first one. He doesn't have the info on what deck he is, but he's up there. He's gonna find the first one. 1v1. He doesn't have the info, but he knows he's gonna get pushed. You know where he is. Oh, he's half it. Still has to go in for a push. Oh, nice timing for Deca. Closing out the round for Fnatic and giving them a chance to close this map on the second round to finish up. I mean, it was a rough start for their attack, but I mean, if they close it here, it's good enough for them.
No, it could be great. Part of me is like, I just want to see overtime.
I think this map deserves an overtime for what we've seen.
I could believe it. And now that Draken's got the operator back in hand, I can absolutely see that happening because we know how much devastation that has caused Fnatic in the time that they've been playing on the attack. So I think this map deserves an overtime. I would love to see it, even though Fnatic have been playing much better these last couple of rounds. We'll just have to see how that's going to go. Like they're preparing to put some pressure on A.
Oh, they're just having good results on A, so let's just try again. Let's try to close the map here. Safe has, oh, this is a compromised position. Leo with the paranoia, but Safe is just, he doesn't have the balls to cross that smoke. It's just too much for him. He doesn't know, he doesn't have the info. They're gonna close the door, at least try to deck it. He's gonna, I mean, they're gonna break it right away. He does find the first one, but Magnus gonna finish off the save. Oh, Draken coming in with the operator. You were saying it, they needed it. Oh, but Drake is not gonna let him have enough. Leo's so low HP here, and Dag is gonna keep fighting him, and that's how you close him up. I mean, still not over, but this pressure is what we're talking about, what we expect from Fnatic. Also here with the shock dodge, not gonna land the first one. He's just waiting for his teammate. Come on, Justine, just help me out here a little bit. Spike's going down. Spike's landed. Retake this point. Oh god, that is big.
2 versus 2. Bonker up here. Just waiting, both Mystic and Magnum down below. Got to try and jump down, but he didn't have the intel. Didn't know where they were. Yassine, he's on his own. Oh no, he can't turn around in time. Fnatic take round number 1, even though it looked like for a time it was over for them. That was Guild's map choice, and Fnatic, despite their hardship that they experienced, they still managed to bring it through.
Yeah, it was a good start for